Welcome to another edition of JU Dolphins Up Close. I'm Scott Manzi. Service is embraced at JU by the students, athletes, and administration. Softball player Courtney Smith has taken the call to service to a whole new level. The freshman outfielder is not only a student and an athlete, but recently committed to serving her country as well. Many student athletes are involved in clubs, may even have a job on the side, but not many can claim to be making the ultimate sacrifice. Freshman Courtney Smith was recently sworn into the Florida Air National Guard.
Well, I've always wanted to serve my country and join the military, and I did a bunch of research, and it was very appealing to, my situation right now.
Her interest in the military was sparked back in high school.
I did Air Force Junior RTC in high school all 4 years. That actually helped me get a higher rank coming in than most people that are going in.
It was then that her desire to serve was confirmed.
I always kind of did, but once I got into that, it really kind of opened my eyes to certain things and kind of broadened my horizon with it.
The decision was fairly organic, as there was no strong military presence in her family.
Not my immediate family. My grandpa was a Marine and my uncle was a Marine. That's about it.
The Florida Air National Guard is a unique branch of the military.
It's a reserve element, I guess, but they answer to the governor of Florida too, or we answer to. So we can get deployed, I guess you'd say, by the governor of Florida and the president. Let's say if there was like a natural disaster in Florida, they could send us. But I mean, it's pretty much, it's the states, but it's also the countries.
She is part of the 202 or Red Horse Squadron based out of Camp Blanding.
It's a civil engineering squadron, so it deals with like construction, building airfields, electrical stuff like that.
As with anything, there are benefits and drawbacks.
Well, the benefits is after I go to boot camp and stuff, I'll definitely get tuition to help for school, and they'll pay my books and stuff. And I think it's just like you're serving, and to me, that's a benefit, just having that, I guess, honor, you'd say. And some of the drawbacks are, of course, I miss a couple tournaments here and there for drill, but I'm doing it for the right thing. So.
It's not easy to balance, but her commitment to the Guard is her priority.
I mean, I'm still, let's say I'm committed to both of them, but at the same time, I do have like a duty to do, and if I have to do that, then it's to me, the Guard. Like if I have to do that, then I have to do it, you know.
She has done her best to make it seem like she's never gone.
Not tons. It's 1 week in a month, so unfortunately she missed opening weekend, so she wasn't able to travel with us down to Tampa, and I know she was bummed about that. You know, anytime you go away, it's difficult to kind of insert yourself back into it, but she seamlessly fit back in again at our very next practice. You know, we're not looking forward to not having her there, but we absolutely understand the commitment and are proud of her for doing so.
This summer, Courtney will head to boot camp in San Antonio for 8 weeks.
It'll be I don't know, like a adventure kind of, but I think it's worth it.
Outside of boot camp and drill, the requirements are not overwhelming while she is still in school.
If they need my unit, I guess, if God forbid we go to war or something, like I could be called and I have to go. Like by law, I have to go. So that's pretty much it. If something comes up, then I have to go. But other than that, I have to do the drill once a month.
What has made it work so well is the support of her teammates and coaches.
Well, she came to me early, like back in August, I guess. And so I met her before we actually started classes. So a lot of the kids came over, they introduced themselves, and she came over to ask, could she do it, and would we be willing to work with her? So she told me about it pretty early.
I think it's cool. They respect it, and I'm appreciative of that. But
and your coaches?
They're supportive too, all the way.
While it is still early to think about for the freshman, she does have future goals in the military.
I'm just gonna wait and see, because I don't know how it works with the Air National Guard, but once you get a degree, once you get like your bachelor's, you can become an officer. And I don't know if it's the same. I think they do more of like prior service officers, but if there's a chance to, I'd like to maybe try and commission as an officer after I get my degree in the Air National Guard or another branch, but we'll see.
Has the affiliation with Air Force branches created a desire to fly?
It's always been there, kind of in the back of my mind. And honestly, if I get the chance to, you have to become an officer first, but if I get the chance to, I definitely will.
While she seems to have everything figured out, she's still going through some of the same struggles of regular college students, like trying to pick a major.
Honestly, I'm undecided right now. I've kind of put some fillers out. I really like sociology, but I'm kind of just looking into a lot of stuff.
What kind of effect has the process had on Courtney thus far?
Definitely, even swearing in, it's kind of made me grow up, honestly. Like some of the stuff because I had to fill a lot of paperwork and stuff about certain things, and it makes you realize, like, wow, like you're growing up. And I think it's helped me kind of grow up and realize that, you know, it's not just now, you gotta look at your future.
For her coach, it's another opportunity for her team to show how life doesn't end on the diamond.
Continue to be impressed with our team and everything that they take on outside of athletics, and you know, it further strengthens what we kind of try to teach them every day. And we talk a lot about life lessons and life skills, and it goes so much further than the classroom. So to see that they're embracing that and kind of enriching their lives in other areas is just really nice.
She may have just started, but nothing has topped the moment when she was sworn in.
It was exciting because I've wanted to do that my whole life, and once you take the oath, it's like, wow, like you're in it, and you swore to protect and defend the United States, so it was pretty cool.
There is plenty that goes into enhancing the game day experience at JU, and it requires a lot of work behind the scenes. While the players are getting a breather during timeouts, the cheerleaders are putting on a display to entertain fans. And the work doesn't start on game day for the girls. One of those who helps put on a display during games started his basketball journey 5,000 miles away from JU. Andris Misters may always call Latvia home, but it has not been his primary home for the last 6 years. And he has moved all over the U.S. in order to achieve his dream of playing basketball at the highest level. Andras Misters always had a dream: play basketball on the biggest stage. The process of realizing that dream was more than just traveling the 5,000 miles from Jelgava, Latvia to Jacksonville, Florida.
Grew up watching a lot of basketball. I mean, not that much cartoons maybe, but yeah, from the early age, because my brothers and my dad played basketball, and then so that I was exposed to it all the time, and that was my childhood.
The camp opened the door for a life-changing experience.
That was a 5-star basketball camp hosted in Serbia, and 10 kids from Latvia were invited, one from each city. And I was lucky to be invited, and I knew there will be coaches from America, and that was a chance for me to show myself and maybe get a contacts, you know, for later on, so I can come over here and study and play. So I was 15. That was summer when I was 15. Had a 10-day camp down there, and played pretty good. Met some people, and you know, next thing you know, throughout that following year, I kept in touch with people, and the next thing you know, when I was 16, I had a chance to go to US, and then people had helped me find a school. It was St. Benedict's. I didn't really know much about it at that time, but well, that's how I got here. I mean, that's how I got to US.
It was a new experience, not only due to the cultural change, but the basketball was different as well.
I mean, it was a big move for me. I always thought I'm ready for it. I always wanted to come to US, but you know, I was only 16 years old, and I had to live on my own, and with all these guys around me and everything, it was quite an experience. I mean, it was a culture shock too. Going to my first place I came to US was Newark, New Jersey. It's an interesting place. I mean, so it was fun. It was definitely fun.
Misters played under Danny Hurley, now the Rhode Island head coach, his first 2 seasons at St. Benedict's. His 3 years there featured teammates such as current Cleveland Cavaliers forward Tristan Thompson, former Texas Longhorns point guard Mick Cabango, as well as former Syracuse point guard Tyler Ennis. Misters was ready to continue the parade of college players to graduate from the program until an injury set him back.
Didn't really know where I'm getting myself into, so I mean, it was pretty rough at first. It was all I was coming in thinking I'm pretty good at basketball, you know, but we had so much talent. It's a school, it's a high school that produces NBA talent almost every year, so it was a big change for me. I had to adjust a lot, and but once again, it was fun. It was fun, a learning process. Coach Hurley helped me a lot, and I could see that a higher level of coaching, you know, and then I had a chance to adapt to it, and that really helped me. After my junior year, I played on a national team, under 18 youth national team in European Championship with Latvia, and we actually played pretty well was the second time at that time we got the bronze medal in Europe. So there was a lot of college coaches over there scouting and stuff. So coming in my senior year, I had a chance to go to the University of Maine, and then some other schools contacted me too. But I was thinking it's going to be, you know, I was the only returner to St. Benedict's at that time because Coach Hurley left before my senior year. Whole new team, whole new coaching staff. So I thought it was going to be a pretty big and fun year for me. And so I kind of hauled it all off and thought I'll probably make my decision later on that year. But the year turned out to be with a lot of ups and downs. You know, like I said, a lot of new guys, new coaches didn't really play that well together. And on top of that, a couple of weeks before graduation, I got injured, and that kind of was icing on a cake.
With all offers pulled and the prospect of a long rehab ahead, Misters returned to where he felt most comfortable.
So I went home to Latvia for the whole year. I just, you know, I didn't want to rush back. I stayed there almost every day. I went to weight room, did all types of rehabs with different people, and you know, I think the most important thing was that I was not rushing into anything. I had the whole year just for myself. I finally could have time with my family and my friends because I was away for the previous 3 years. So I think it was, at the end of the day, it was a good thing. You know, everything happens for a reason, and if that wouldn't happen, I don't think I would be here.
He never gave up and jumped at the opportunity to get back to the United States. Once
again, it was a summer when I played under 20 national team. I was coming off the injury, so you know it was not easy for me. But I had a friend that plays for that school. He played already a season before, so I knew him, and I was trying to find ways to get back to the United States and get to college, and so contacted him, and he, you know, through him and the coach there, we got in touch, talked. He watched my videos and stuff, and gave me a chance, gave me an opportunity to go there, and I mean, I took it right away.
With the dream of playing Division I basketball still driving him, Misters made the decision to lead the D2 program for a year of junior college ball to avoid the potential transfer sit-out year.
It might sound a little selfish for me, just, you know, going there for a year, but that was my ultimate goal, and thanks to the coaches there, I had a pretty good season, and I finally kind of felt good again, coming off the injury, and I knew I can play at a higher level. And then, you know, that was my dream, and I want to pursue it, so I had to make a change.
Throughout the process, which had taken him from his home in Latvia at 15 years old to New Jersey, Oklahoma, Texas, and now Florida, Misters had never doubted that he would achieve his goal.
I feel like it's natural if people get doubts, but I can't doubt myself. You never know what could happen if I would do this or that, so just got to keep focused on what's important and just got to push for it. It was a fun year. We had a pretty good year at Western Texas. 6 of our guys from our team went to Division I schools. I think it's pretty good. Had a good coaching there. Throughout the year, I had some schools contacting me, but the biggest turning point was at the end of the season. After the season, there was a JUCO showcase, and a couple of my teammates and myself included got invited. So we went there, played for a weekend in front of many coaches, and that's Coach Jasik was there himself, and then some other coaches. And after that weekend, that's when the recruiting really picked up, and people started calling and stuff. But I already had some sort of relationship with JU before I went to the camp, so I mean, it always felt like that would be the right place for me.
Coach Tony Jasik had his eye on Misters even before he was coaching at JU.
Well, Misters' recruitment was kind of spearheaded by Z, and he was a guy when we were in Fort Wayne that we were following. Throughout the year, it was a position in Fort Wayne we thought we may be recruiting, may not be recruiting. And then when we got the job down here, he was somebody that we thought could come in and help us, kind of right away with the situation that we were in. And, we watched him on tape a bunch, and then I was able to see him live over a weekend in April.
His undeniable ability as a player is what stood out to the coaches.
I thought he had a great feel, appeared to play the game the right way, was unselfish. I thought he could make shots and stretch the defense. We were really excited about him bringing that basketball savvy feel and ability to make shots to our program.
Having finally, after 6 years of trying, made it to a Division I school, the journey isn't over for Misters.
I would say the physicality and the speed of the game, that's something I'm adjusting. I mean, I think I did a pretty good job, but still there's a long way to work for it. Individual skill set of each of the guys, there's no just like a shooter or a driver. Everybody can do both things, and I would say that would be the biggest change.
The hardest part through it all is being so far away from his loved ones.
It's been very hard. It's also, me and my girlfriend, we've been together more than 3 years, and 2.5 years already, I've been away from her for most of the year. So it's also a big adjustment for both of us, but she's been great helping me and us. So also the family, it's hard when you can't just go on a weekend, like some other guys on the team, meet and see your family, get your mom's cooking or something like that. So every summer when I go home, it's really special for me. I try to enjoy every day.
Right now, he is enjoying his time at the top and the opportunity to get a world-class education.
I major at international business. I'm taking classes towards it, and Jacksonville University has a really, really good business school. So coming in here, I was deciding what to pick, and I ended up picking a business major, and I think it's going to be really valuable later on in life. Academics always been important for me and my family. It's just you got to focus on school and basketball while I'm here. That's for me personally. That's how I feel. I don't really think about anything else besides that. So my main focus is just on school and basketball, and that's how I've been able to get good grades like that.
Even though he'll have his degree after next season, it doesn't mean he'll be done with basketball.
My goal always been to play basketball as long as I can, become a professional player, probably back in Europe. That's always been my goal. So I'm striving for it. What comes after basketball? I don't know. Nobody knows. We will see whenever that happens. I've been around US quite a lot. I have met many people. I'm going to have this business degree coming out of Jacksonville University, so hopefully these contacts will help me down the road if I decide to become a business person later on in life.
Right now, he continues to positively impact the JU program.
The thing about Misters, probably the biggest compliment that I think you can give a student athlete is, he handles his business the right way. He's a quality student. I think our campus is better because he's on it. And for us, he's one of the guys that you don't necessarily need to worry about. He's just a solid guy, solid teammate who does everything the right way. I think our program is definitely better because he's in it.
Through the ups and downs, Misters wouldn't change a thing about his experience.
Definitely became more mature by being on my own. I learned, many different life things. Comes as a man growing up, I am the man that I am right now. It's because of going through St. Benedict's for 3 years, going to southeastern Oklahoma, going to western Texas. I always have been going to my goal, and it's not been very easy. But that has created the person I am right now.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of JU Dolphins Up Close. Until next time, I'm Scott Manzi, bidding you good night.